And now it's time for something completely different. You're not even seeing my face. Well, hello there everybody. I'm Photo Dave. See, that's me. I'm the thumb. This is Toypixx, and in today's video, I'm going to sit around and just kind of show you what all I've figured out when it comes to messing with the NECA Mirage Studios Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4-pack, and I'll be honest, I'm still really digging this set. So, here we go. Now, obviously, starting with Raphael, I have no problem leaving fists on him. He's kind of a violent guy. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what I'm doing with my Raph, just because it keeps it a little more interesting for me, and might be more interesting for you when it comes to photos. I know that he came with this little burlap kind of poncho kind of thing that looks right. I mean, obviously it has roots in the comics, no big deal, and I'm sure I'll use it in photos in the future. But one thing I'm doing to keep Raph separated, differentiated from his brothers, is using the arm that came with the set with a little armband, not armband, but you know, the bandage going on over his bicep there. I'm just doing that just to differentiate him just a little more. I think it looks really cool. A couple other things that I wanted to show you, because it's Raph and because he's a highly violent guy, is if you've seen Anthony's Customs review, or maybe other reviewers out there, you know that the arm can't hit a T-pose. It can't go straight up so that it's perpendicular from the torso. But what it can do, you can fake it a little bit. So you can twist this up like that, and now use that, and that's not great necessarily if you're trying to do something like a T-pose, but what it does help with your photos, for instance, is maybe your turtles are going to be doing some elbowing. And so now you can get an elbow in there. Kind of get a shot in. Ooh, get him looking. Oh yeah, Raph's going to throw elbows. Good times. So yeah, I thought that was a really cool thing when I started messing and noticing that, ooh, I can do that. Something else, when they're jumping down from wherever, if you have a photo of them jumping down from, say, a building, you can still get their arms to do that. So now they're jumping down, whoa, boom, like that. So it's not as limited as I initially thought when I saw those reviews. So I was pretty excited about that. And now something else, as I'm checking all this stuff, is just the way the head moves. I wish there were a dumbbell joint up there instead of, I assume it's just a ball peg under there, because there's just not tons of head movement. You can get good attitude, I suppose, when you're looking straight ahead, but when you turn the head, it's more difficult to go. You can't really go side to side so much. It's got great movement looking up, pretty good looking down, all that, but there's just little subtleties that you miss. Still, I think you're getting quite a bit with these guys, so that's pretty much what I've got for Raph. Now, let's move on to Leo. Alright, now we've got Leo here, and fun fact, when I was a kid, my sister would get Raphael and Donatello, and I'd get Leo and Mikey. So, you know, Leo and Mike are probably my two favorites, though Raph sneaks in there. I'll never for the life of me understand why everybody loves Donatello so much, though I don't hate Donnie. He's just number 4 on my list of turtles. Now, with Leo here, I gotta say, I'm having fun, but he's a little tricky for me. Like when it comes to him and Donnie, because they have those long weapons and because the articulation's a little limited, it's kind of tricky. So with Leo, I really started messing with the waist piece here, kind of the hips going on. And one thing I like is how much they shift from side to side. It can be a pain if you're just trying to get them to stand, but it helps with articulation quite a bit. For instance, here, if you shift them to this side, that way you can get this leg sticking out a little more than this one, get this one kicking back, but you can see even if you're doing that, the body is still way crooked. So one adjustment I've made to try and make it look better is at that point, you try and just tilt the head so that it's more lined up with the bottom of the foot. And it looks a little better, but it's still a trick. I keep playing, trying to figure out if I can get him so that he's a little more upright as he's running. At the same time, I don't think this looks bad. It's just not ideal. But then I start thinking about it. Could a turtle really do all this stuff? And something else that's crazy here is, like I said, he's tough for me to pose. He's tough for me to figure out what exactly to do with him. But one thing that I did find that's kind of cool is if you take a katana out, I'm always insanely ginger about those things, and we just put it back here, for instance. Get in there, katana. One thing you can do with the hands that are just partially open, I don't have those on him right now or I'd show you, but you know the ones I'm talking about if you have the set, is you just kind of have him go back like this with those hands like he's getting ready to draw his sword. And that's kind of a cool pose. That works out pretty well. I'm not sure if you can see it too well. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to go swamp it real quick off camera so you can see what I'm saying. Okay, there we go. We got it all set up. He's reaching back for his katana while he's running. Kids, please don't run with katanas in your hands. But yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of showing things that I'm learning about these figures as I mess with them. And I think this is a pretty decent pose. It's tough. I don't know what my deal is. I find Raph and Mikey to be easily the ones that are, well, the easiest to pose around. And possibly it's because they don't have the longer weapons. I don't know. But who knows? Anyway, the point is, again, these are just things I'm figuring out while I mess with these figures. And not gonna lie, I'm really digging these figures. Okay, checking out Donatello here. Seriously, I don't think my problem with Donatello has anything to do with his personality whatsoever. I think he's a very cool dude. I think it has to do with the bow and not knowing what I'm doing when it comes to really trying to make him look cool with the bow staff. So here's one that I think I did okay with. Now the way I did that was I just really bent his arm back, bent it quite a bit, made sure one hand is over, the other hand is under, and then I took this arm and close to straightened it out. Just so it's a little more, it's not like just totally lined up, so it's not parallel with his body, which would be kind of a more of a boring look. It's closer to his body down here and further away from his body up here. So you're not getting a look that just kind of doesn't look like he's going to be able to do anything. And again, when it came to figuring out which leg to move forward, I shifted the hips to this side, stuck this leg out this way, and this one's just sunk in a little bit, but it worked out really well. Again, I'm really stoked with these. If NECA makes any more just like this, and I'm sure they'll be repainting these aplenty, I'll probably pick them up. Hopefully they do more hands, they go with more vertical hinges too, and give us the new color bandanas, except maybe Raph, he should probably be okay. But yeah, man, I'm kind of over the moon with this set, and as much as I really wanted these, I didn't expect to like them as much as I am. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this of course takes us to the best turtle, Michelangelo, and I'm not sure I've ever properly expressed why he is indeed the best turtle. Now here's the thing, I've had to be like Leonardo, where I've been in a leadership role, where, oh man, the headaches of all the people around you are, they can compound. I've had to be like Raphael, where I've had to be the tough guy, and it's just no fun frankly. I've had to be Donatello, where I've had to be kind of tech support and figuring out my own stuff, and wow, that's just kind of a pain in the butt. But the one role in my entire life that I've just enjoyed the most, and I enjoyed it most as a kid, is just that carefree guy that can look around and simply enjoy life. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is who the party dude is. And right now, instead of being able to be that guy all the time like I think I wish I could be, he's more of an aspirational character than all the others. He's the guy that I want to be. So I think that's why I dig Michelangelo so gosh darn much. Now, what have I figured out here? First off, I was taking the nunchucks and I was trying to slide them in here at a diagonal, and it was not working out because they were just sliding out right under the belt. It was a pain in the butt. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't want to try putting them in the belt because I thought, oh man, I'm going to stretch it out and all that. But eventually, I got too annoyed, and I did put them in the belt, and I have to say, it's still holding. That's a tight belt, and it holds the nunchucks very well. This is more how he showed up in the Mirage comics anyway, so I guess it works. Maybe it was designed to be like that, but that's just something I was pretty excited to find when it came to Mikey there. Let's see here, let's zoom in a little bit so you can really get a look. All I do is I just slide them in from the top. They go right in. Life is good. And of course he has the chill hands. He has the, hey, what's up? What's going on? No big deal there. That's Mikey, folks. Didn't really learn a lot when it comes to him. I will say, one thing I'd like when NECA does repaint these is I would like these to be like the string on the nunchucks. I hope that they're a little more solid and he gets like a spinning effect, something along those lines, because with these, he can really just hold them and they just kind of hang there. That's why chances are I'll have them posed like this more than most of the other poses I put them in, just because they're just hanging there. It's not like he can really be in action with them. He's holding them and they look cool. He just doesn't look like he can really do a whole lot with them. So that's one thing I hope NECA does, is give us some chucks that maybe it looks like he's swinging, bashing some foot soldiers in with. That would make me happy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of what I've learned from a few days of messing around with this NECA Mirage Studios Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4-pack. I'm really digging this set a lot more than I thought I would. I knew I'd like it, but I really like it. Now, I don't know how deep I'm going on the line. I know I do want Zog, and if they come out with a Master Splinter in his orange robe, I'd probably go for that. If they started coming out with foot soldiers and Foot Clan members more in red instead of blue, I might be tempted to go for that, depending on how they do the waist. Like, I know rumors are that they're going to do a red-shirted Casey Jones, but I don't know that I can do Casey because of that waist cut, and if you've been following me for a while, you know I hate me a good waist cut. So yeah, what I hope this video does is maybe just give you ideas for posing your figures for photos. Maybe you'll see some stuff I messed with and thought, oh hey, you could do that because of this. Or maybe you just watched and thought, this guy's insane, but hey, at least the turtles are cool. I'm not so sure, but yeah, hopefully you got some use out of this. Now, I do want to say before I get going here that all those free backgrounds and other stuff I've been working on, I'm going to eventually put them on Patreon. Now, that doesn't mean that the free ones are going to cost you money, and I'll continue making free ones as well, so don't worry. I just need a new place to put this stuff because it's kind of all over the place. In the meantime, I'll be sure to leave a link in the video description to the backgrounds I do have so that you can go grab whatever it is you want to use for your own photos. Also, don't forget the Entertainment Earth link that will save you 10% on in-stock stuff. That's in the video description. Now, Comment below and let me know, are you digging these figures? Are you a big fan? Are you enjoying them? Or, did you pick them up and think, man, I kind of wish I didn't get these. I can't imagine there's many people that did that for $150, but who knows? Maybe they're out there. Tell me what you think. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, have fun and happy snapping. See ya.